What's up, everybody? Bad Gamer popping back in. It is time for Gametography, the show where we take games and photography, and then we put them together like cheese and streusel, and we make this wonderful cheesy streusel nummy num goodness. And it's fantastic. Maybe we throw a bratwurst in there for good measure to have the protein. I'm hungry again, guys. We always do this show when I'm hungry. But joining me today, our friend, our wonderful 30-day challenge in 2 hours. What's up, DP Dwarf?
Hey, Lem, hey everyone. Yeah, you can't get rid of me, apparently.
We're gonna keep you around for a little while. Oh, man.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Oh my gosh, guys, we got Ren in the chat. What's up, Ren? We got Jury in the chat. Yeah. Oh, Robin's here. Hi, Robin. Hi, Robin. Oh my gosh. Oh, so guys, today it's gonna be a little different. I'll be doing some gametography while we chat and everything, but we've been talking like in the gametography community, we have a couple of different chats, and I've got some private chats with folks, and we've been talking a lot about this Black Lives Matter movement, and I really felt like I needed to talk about it. Some of you guys, if you were watching, was it last night? You could tell I was conflicted, and I really wanted to talk about it. But we were playing Overwatch, and y'all know I can't talk and play Overwatch at the same time. It's just, it's a huge fault that I have. I don't know what to do. But today, I wanted to come on and chat about it. We're holding off on the 30-day and 2-hour challenge pick reveals. Hopefully till next week. So we're gonna be talking about that today. And I don't mean just me and DP. I mean you guys in the chat as well. All of your views are important to hear, whether you stand behind the Black Lives Matter movement or whether you are not for it, or if you are kind of on the fence and you don't know what to think, if you've got questions. Guys, I want to let you know, this chat is a safe place for all your stupid questions. All right? If you feel, and I say that meaning, if you feel like you have a stupid question, it's not a stupid question. Ask it. It's just do it. I am a big proponent of asking those questions. I had a friend of mine who asked a question on Twitter, and he was kind of publicly shamed a little bit about it. I mean, the person that did the quote-unquote shaming didn't mean to. They did not mean to. And it was, hey, I come from this country. Oh, you can't ask anything on Twitter, says Ren. The person said, hey, I'm from XYZ country. I have not had any kind of experience with American racism and bigotry. Can you help me out and understand? Can someone help me out to understand? And the response was, it's not on the oppressed to educate the oppressor, which, in my opinion, again, we're going to go into a lot of opinions here, guys. as we take pictures of Mercy, because we need to have some mercy and grace on people today. In my opinion, it's on everybody's. It's on everybody that has knowledge to educate those that don't have knowledge. I don't care skin color, race, and I've started to change my idea of race to melanin level, country, creed, whatever. It's on everybody to educate everybody if they don't have that knowledge. So that's kind of what we're doing here today. Thanks, Jury. So that's why I have DP Dwarf, who, honestly, I've never seen her face. But can I assume that you are Caucasian?
Yeah. Correctly.
I mean, I don't like to assume, but, you know, we do it.
Well, we do have some black people in Germany as well, but obviously not as many as in the US, so that assumption was, yeah.
Pretty spot on.
Yeah.
The reason I asked DP on is because she made a comment that random. This is the first time I hear DP's voice, says Jury. Yeah, woo.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything that I don't agree with so far. Had to get headphones. This dog is whining for no real reason. That's all right, Red. But what was I saying? Oh yes. So, my old boss just texted me. We've been talking about playing games together. DP mentioned in a conversation that we had in one of our private chats that there are. I want to go outside. Doug is outside. It's too hot. I want to go inside. Red. DP mentioned that in one of our chats that Nazis still exist in Germany, and I mean that's not a surprise by any means, but it is still a little shocking. And I was like, okay, so we need to talk about what racism and bigotry look like in different countries. And the Gametography community is so good for that because we are all over the world. I mean, Jury, remind me where you are. I had it on my on the tip of my tongue, and I totally forgot where you are. Ren, where are you? Robin is in the UK. I'm in the US. Ren is in Ohio. It's Singapore. I was gonna say Singapore. Jury, I was gonna say Singapore. I'm sorry. All right. So yeah. So Will's toy clearance. What's up? So, Will, we're talking about the Black Lives Matter movement and racism and bigotry all over the world. We have a guest, DP Dwarf. She lives in Germany. What does racism look like in Germany?
Are you starting with the easy questions, I see?
Yes.
How do you... I mean, I would say that racism comes in, well, a lot of different shapes, right? I mean, you've got people being racist against people of Arab origins, of, well, basically everyone who's different.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on which community you go to, I would say that in the bigger cities, obviously, with more like multicultural backgrounds, maybe that is sometimes less so. if you go into more rural areas where people just don't meet as many different people, you'll have it more, right? And as I said, or you already mentioned, Germany, of course, still has Nazis in the country. I mean, you can outlaw them, but you can't get rid of them that easily.
Right.
And we have them in political parties. We have them in some of our structures. We certainly have them in the police, right?
Right.
So I wouldn't say it's. No, I can't even say that it isn't as widespread. I mean, obviously it's against the law, and if it comes to light, then people will be severely punished for it. But yeah, we still very much have all kinds of racist people in the country. And with a country with a history as terrible as mine, it's also something that's always in our conscience, right?
Right.
It's part of the it's part of the curriculum now. It didn't used to be. After the Second World War, people really wanted to forget. So it's kind of, we try to erase this history, and all throughout the 50s, people didn't want to be confronted with it. Said, oh, what? No, we don't remember. What? No. We didn't know what was going on. And when we had our protests, when you guys had your protests in the 60s and 70s, and then things changed, you know, that whole history became part of the curriculum, and now every school child knows what we did. And I think that is really important, to keep the history alive, to learn the lessons from history.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Because what's the quote? If you don't learn history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Exactly that.
Yeah. And that's, you know, I think that's a lot of what goes on here, because you have two different points of view when it comes to, let's just say, two different points of view when it comes to the American Civil War, where you have the quote-unquote North versus the South, and the quote wanted to secede from the U.S. Now, I'm not a history major. Please correct me if I'm wrong on any of this stuff. But the South wanted to secede from the North, and there was a lot of political influence in there. But what we focus on here in the history is slavery. All right. I also rarely leave the house, so I'm not a good indicator. Oh my gosh, Red. Ohio, OH. Don't worry, she's supposed to respond with an IO. She'll do that eventually when it catches up. But the it falls in our history as kind of a race war. I will not respond with an IO. Red. But it falls back into that a war on race, and some people still hold that dear because it wasn't about, for some folks, it wasn't about race. It was about, hey, we want to be our own country. You know, on this continent, we want to be our own country, and so some people in the South still hold that. And so they'll hold that against. I always forget that that's a thing. They'll hold that against black folks because because everybody sees it as a race war. Now it's, we couldn't be our own country because of the black folks, and so now we hate black folks. Yeah. Oh, Butters, who lives in the South, by the way, lives in North Carolina. According to some of my neighbors with the Southern flag on, it's about state rights. And there again, that's another perspective that we have to take a look at. If it's about state rights, but those rights infringe on the rights of a people group or a melanin group, is it okay? Which one is going to be, and obviously we know what our answer is, but which is worse? Have you, to your knowledge, DP, ever been the recipient or the victim of racism, whether it be from your nationality or whether it be from your melanin level?
Not really.
Mm-hmm.
I would say. I mean, no, not in any way that you would call that. I mean,
Yeah.
I just spent a year actually in your country. I spent a year as a high school student, in California.
Yeah.
And well, a lot of people came up to me and then they asked really weird questions about Germany. Of course, the Third Reich came up.
Yes.
So Dritte Reich, So, but that was, I think, more people wanting me to educate them, not meant as something negative, really. So, and I certainly didn't took it that way.
Right. Yeah.
So no, you could say that I'm privileged in that. I don't.
Yeah, you haven't had that experience.
That experience, exactly.
Um.
That's maybe something because you mentioned it earlier about people getting well, this one person who said that was it the underprivileged aren't, like, it's not up to those who are oppressed to educate the oppressor.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably not the right approach, because I think if somebody who is privileged or maybe in a way is the oppressor but wants to learn, wants to understand, and wants to change that, then I think it's actually wise to open up to them and help them in that. I mean, the worst people are those that don't want to learn, right?
Exactly. It's definitely a thing there. And I think some of it, the people that don't want to change, it's because in their mind they've got it where they want. They got things where they want them to be. So why would I want it to change?
Well, obviously, if I have the power, if I have all the power, why would I want to concede any of it?
Right. All right, we got some stuff going on in the chat. Let's make sure we acknowledge this. Let's see. Okay, Butters. As a Mexican, I can tell you I have, and from the weirdest, unexpected people. Jury has as well. Ren says the closest thing to anything racist I've actually seen was when the one girl tried to steal one of my brownies. I then gave everyone one but her. If she hadn't tried stealing one, she would have gotten one. She called me racist for that. Her attempt at stealing was bad. The box was right on my lap. Wow. Yeah, I mean, in that case, I don't think that's racism. That's punishment for trying to steal. It doesn't matter what race you are. I'm sorry. No matter. Yeah. Don't be a thief. That's all right, Red. Butters says, a former manager of mine once said she owned me because she authorized my work visa. She is half Korean. Oh my goodness. Okay. Humans cannot own humans. Or should not own humans. Humans should not be felt like they can be owned. We might be responsible for them. And I think that's a bigger thing. That's even more important to take a look at. Am I responsible for this human being? Like, I don't own my kids. I don't. They are my responsibility. So I try to lay down law, and we say this is what you need to do. I don't own my kids. But they also realize that if they make bad decisions, they're gonna answer for them. And not always by me. All right. Let's see here. Let's see what else we got going. Bones! Hollywood Hollywood Bones is here. What's up, Patrick? Butter says, I've been randomly selected at Disney for further inspection when going through security. See, and that's a thing that a lot of folks don't have to deal with. And here's the thing. Butters, I think that also people of not just different races, but different, what do you want to call it? Not financial backgrounds. Well, you know, based on, do you look like you have money? Ren says, exactly, Len. That's what everyone said. Robin, that's called parenting. You want something, then ask. Just don't just take it. Yep. I was forced to watch Get Out next to a person of color, and it was very uncomfortable. Syrup! I laugh. Guys, I laugh because I was that person of color. Have you seen Get Out yet, DP?
Oh yeah, great movie.
Yeah.
I also saw the other one you did. Us. That was brilliant.
Oh, I know. I will not watch Us. I saw Get Out, and I was done.
Yeah. No, I watched it with my mom, and we both loved it. I was really surprised because Us is very terrifying.
Whoo! Nah, I'm not watching Us. I'm sorry. Nope. But yeah, we both watched it, and we both were so uncomfortable with this, with that movie. For those of you who don't know, Syrup is a person that has less melanin in his skin than I do, probably closer to DP's. I've taken to that because I watched a video and I always forget the professor's name. She's got that. She's got the short gray hair, glasses, older Caucasian lady. Just to make it simple, I forget her name, but she had this one video. It just says that there's only one race, the human race, and everything else that we come up with is put there so somebody can be put down while another can be raised. And I was like, yes! She said it's stupid to judge somebody on the level of melanin on their skin. So I was like, yeah. So I've taken that away. But yeah, so Surf and I were watching Get Out, and I was uncomfortable. He was uncomfortable, and I think that it was a good thing that we were uncomfortable with it, because if you haven't seen Get Out, go watch it. Just go watch it. All right. Bones saying hey to Will. Jury, over here in Singapore, it's like a big thing to tolerate other races because we have Chinese, Malays, Indians, and Eurasians. And that's a melting pot. That's dope. Okay. Butters. Every time I come into the country and go through the Border Patrol inspection, the part where you show your passport visa, I usually get harsher treatment from the Latino officers than from the black or white officers. Really? I don't understand. Okay, Butters, help me out, buddy. Explain that to me. Oh, Butter says the Disney part. I was there for a week. I was picked 6 out of 7 days. I don't think that's random. All right. I'm going to take this dog and see if it helps. Be right back. All right. Multi-Dragoon. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? What's up? Guys, you guys are talking up a storm in the chat. Thank you. It's going to take me a little bit to get to this. But there's still some racism going on. Chinese privilege and stuff. Brown facing. Oh, explain. Go on with that, Jury. I want to hear more. That actually reminds me of a similar thing. Me and a white friend went to an event in London. We were clearly there together, but they let her through in front of me, then stopped me from to pat me down and check my bag. I didn't say anything, but I felt so annoyed and insulted. And here's the thing. If that happens, and you say something, what do you guys think about that? I mean, having to say something about it, or wanting to say something about it and feeling bad about saying something about it. I mean, is that wrong? DP, what do you think? Is it wrong to feel like you want to, but then you can't say anything about it, or you feel like you can't say anything about it? Should we answer all 20 questions?
About, like in that situation, you mean, if you're being
like,
well, the question is it safe to say something, right?
Yes.
I mean, it depends on which situation you're talking about. If you're confronted by a policeman, and you've seen images, not just from the US, I'm sure, also in other countries where it's just not safe just to, in that moment, protest, right?
Right.
But as a group or as a nation, I think it's certainly something that needs to be addressed, and that we have to speak out about these things, especially those people who aren't in danger, right?
Right.
You know, you can use your own privilege to support others that have less privilege. And I've seen some really great footage from the US right now where people are doing exactly that. Like white people coming out supporting the black community, or standing in front of black protesters because they are less in danger, at least, to be attacked. I wouldn't say they are in no danger at all, but maybe less so.
Right. All right.
Oh, was that the answer to your question?
That is no. You're good. You're good. Absolutely.
Okay.
Butters. While on a trip to the mountains here in North Kakalaki, first off, Butters, why are you going to the mountains? In North Kakalaki. Come on! Dude! Ugh. Okay. I digress. I went whitewater rafting in Boone, so I can't talk. While on a trip to the mountains in here in North Kakalaki, the wife and I stopped for a meal in a secluded, nice, small, mountain touristy town. We were having lunch on the patio among lots of people when a beat-up truck passed by with a big Southerner flags, guys in wife beaters in the back of the truck and all. Oh, man, I already see where this story's going. We got very uncomfortable, so much that the waitress asked us if we were okay. Then she asked us if we were planning on staying for too long. I took that as a cue to leave. That was the first time I felt unwelcomed. All right. I get that. That's rough, Butters. And here's the thing when it comes to that. The question is, and I wasn't there, so I don't know, and this is why I'm asking you. Do you think it could have possibly been a warning for you? Like, she knows these guys, and she's like, all right, you need to get out of here so you can be safe. Or was it with the attitude of get out? Butters continues on. The Border Patrol thing. After asking other people, I have come to the conclusion that is, I have made it, and I am here to stop you because you don't deserve it type of thing. Ooh. I mean, common sense would be, we are the same culture, let me give you a hand. But no, it's more like, I don't want you to achieve what I have. Like that story of the crabs in a bucket, pulling each other down so nobody can escape. So everyone has the same experience. Ooh. Dude. That's rough. Hollywood Bones, Burnaby, man, that's difficult to read. I'm so sorry that you had to experience that. Exactly. Okay, that's how I took it, as a please leave to avoid trouble. Okay, yeah, so like a safety thing. Logan, I think for me personally, it's Robin. I think for me personally, it's all the little discriminations. Subtle racist remarks that are the worst. It's so normalized that saying anything about it would be met with aggression or anger because they don't even see it as wrong. Yes, I know plenty of people that aren't necessarily racist, but they are racially insensitive sometimes. And it's a thing. I know um, there are people in one of the most loving organizations that I've ever seen that sometimes make racially insensitive comments because they don't feel they feel like it's it's something that they might say to anybody as a friend, but they don't realize that it could be construed that way. And you have to be careful about it. Me, because I know people in this organization are loving, like family. I tend to help try to correct. So, Surf, I think you see a lot of that because the officers feel they have to prove they aren't playing favorites, and then double down to prove they're one of the good ones. So, see also the capos in the concentration camps. I am not familiar with the capos in concentration camps. Do you know anything about that, DP?
Concentration camps where? In Germany or in?
Or like in the U.S. with the what I would consider the Asian concentration camps during World War II.
Oh, that there were people put in sort of camps during the Second World War, people of Japanese descent. That was happening in the United States, but
yeah,
I mean, obviously, a lot of countries have some form of these camps. I mean, I only know the particulars about my country's concentration camps, which is where people were sent who were of Jewish descent, right? And
right,
killed.
yeah.
So, yeah, so many difficult subjects
yeah,
tonight. But then again, I think it's important to talk about these things,
yes.
right? To get a greater understanding of each other. So
knowledge is power.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ren,
Sure.
I'm back. Got him tied to a cinder block. No way he can move that. He's under a big tree with some water. He should be fine. Awesome. Plus, I mean, it's Ohio, so it's not too warm out right now, right? So some people are okay with brown facing because it's for accuracy, not mocking. Some not. So it has become a huge debate in Facebook and Twitter. Okay, hold on. Capo as in chief. As in Capo did... Okay, so German... Oh, alright. German Nazi concentration camps. Capos were Jewish informants who told on their own people. And were often twice as brutal as the Nazis themselves. Ooh. So snitches.
Yeah, but I mean, you need to... Yeah, of course. But those camps, though, are like a very difficult example because, I mean, this is a life or death for everyone there. So I'm sure there were people that were trying to, I don't know, be useful to the Nazis in order to survive.
Yeah.
So I guess it's hard to really condemn them for that. I mean, obviously it's condemnable to be hard to your own people, but still, it's. I mean, the images I've seen from these camps and everything I've seen from is just unimaginable.
Yeah.
Like the whole situation is completely dehumanizing, so it's no surprise that people would be dehumanized or would act accordingly.
My country was the Japanese invaded my country. Yeah, that's jury. Let's see here. Godric's here. What's up, Godric? Godric Snow's here. Oh, since Godric is here, he might be able to shine a little light on this. Godric, correct me if I'm wrong, but are you from India? I want to be sure. I'm 97% sure, but I just wanted to say because I gotta check, right? 97% sure, But that I make that one assumption, like Alex yesterday. I thought Alex was from the UK and he lives in the US. So I was talking to somebody earlier. 97%. I was talking to somebody about India, and I asked a stupid question. And like I said, we're all about the stupid questions today. I said, what does racism look like in your country? And he said, it's less of racism and more of, like, religious bigotry. Still wrong, but more like religious bigotry. That was not necessarily shocking to me, but it was a little bit different. Casteism here, says Godric Snow. Yeah, casteism. So yeah, it's religious, political, social, economic status, all that stuff. Yeah, upper class versus lower caste. And again, this conversation is taking a look at a worldwide view of the same heart that's behind the Black Lives Matter movement that's right now. Let's see, possibly putting my foot in my mouth. My Indian and Nepalese co-workers always talk about the caste divide. But we do have a bit of North versus South, white versus dark skinned here too. All right. And again, that's what we're talking about today, guys. It's not the normal, hey, let's talk about gametography and what's coming out and all that stuff. But I thought we had a perfect platform because, as you can see, the gametography community is so very diverse. It's crazy diverse, and I want to have this be a platform that maybe is to take us to that next level and thinking outside the U.S., because we have had support for the Black Lives Matter all over the world. I also want to shine a light on the racism and bigotry that is affecting my people. And by my people, I mean gametographers. Right? It affects DP. She might have a little bit more privilege, but I can tell you right now, there's definitely going to be Jewish people that won't, quote unquote, like DP because she's German. There's going to be black people that are not going to like her because she's white. You know? And it goes both ways. And what I've loved so much about what I've seen all over the world is, in the 60s, there were it was like a ton of, it was like all black people and maybe a smattering of white folks that were there, from the pictures that I've seen, the videos that I've seen. But today, out in protesting, there is everybody of all different nationalities and backgrounds, and I love that. All right, let's read more because I'm missing a ton in here. Let's see. Ren, I see more religious stuff than race stuff, but the religious stuff isn't horrible. I haven't met a religious person who isn't nice to me, so that's good. Right? Tell me about it. It's crazy that it's everywhere. The brown people here are the Malays and Indians, says Jury. I've been told I'm too white for a Mexican. Butters, I want you to listen to the sound and cadence of my voice. I feel you. I've been told I look Chinese when I'm not. No one will ever make the mistake for me looking anything but white. Syrup, I was just looking at a picture of us from Katsukan this morning, and it made my heart feel awesome. Unless they think I'm a tomato after I've been out in the sun too long. And I was being scolded for by people for not speaking Chinese, but I'm not Chinese. I'm never in the sun long enough to burn, says Ren, catching snow, laughing at Sura. So yeah, so DP, let's talk. You know what? Let's get into a little bit of games. And by the way, we haven't pre-discussed any of this, you guys, except for the parts where I said we talked about this earlier. But DP, in games, have there been any games that have stood out to you that had you feel maybe any part of what's going on in the world today?
You mean games that reflect the current situation? Games that show a society that has overcome this current situation? Or
whatever. Like if you felt, hey, this could be, yeah, I have to make these decisions in this game, or this is what's going on in this game, and this made me feel what this could possibly be like for my friends of another skin color.
Oh. Well, I mean, obviously, Detroit Become Human is a game that very much plays with this idea of slavery, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's been criticized for that as well by, I don't know, I think also some criticism that has been raised was justified, but I would say in terms of this idea of having people that are enslaved, that is certainly the one that comes to mind first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you? But maybe you have an example.
Yeah, I definitely do. I want to get back to the chat. Robin says, I also want to add, thank you for taking the time to talk about this, Lem. Being able to just hear people talking about this and being able to have reasonable, polite discussions shows how much change has already started. Right? It's all right. I'm in the camp of, it doesn't matter what your race or gender is, just matters what kind of person you are. Ren, I've been preaching about the heart forever. That's what I'm talking about. It's about your heart. You treat me good, and I'll do the same. Butters, I believe Lem is talking about a certain game in Detroit about becoming humans. You know what? And not only that, but Overwatch. You guys, oh my gosh, I just came up with my next devotion for next week. Oh, darn it. Sorry, I've been writing devotionals for and with my other job. I work for a faith-based nonprofit, and I've been writing devotionals based off of Overwatch characters and situations, and I just came up with a new one for next week. You guys are awesome. You guys just helped me out with that. Thank you. But Overwatch, you'll notice that there are several different races in Overwatch, if you will. There's the humans, like Mercy getting tore up right here. There are the augmented animals, like Winston and Hamtaro. There are the Omnics, like Zenyatta or Bastion, and then also the AI robots, which are like Echo and Orisa. Now, in Overwatch, the Omnics also, the Omnics are oppressed, if you will. Him, Taro. Yeah, I am him. Yes. There are, yeah. So the Omnics are also oppressed. And honestly, this is a great. And now I have the Hamtaro theme stuck in my head. This is actually a great map for that. I didn't even think of this. You guys, right here, machines have no rights. No more Omnics. Look at that. No bots. No bots. This is, again, racism in this game, and unless you are doing gametography, sometimes you don't notice it. Or doing gametography or looking at some of the lore. If you're only playing the game and only fighting, you don't see this. That's a thing. Well, androids have rights, right? I mean, I would imagine that as long as you're better at Overwatch than Will, you'll have rights, which means that I have problems. But Overwatch is one of those games where you're teaming up with people of different races, religions, beliefs, creeds, and fighting for a cause. And that cause is to destroy your enemies. Such a violent game with a great message. So yeah, so I mean, can you guys think of any other any other games that might touch on that subject in the chat? I'm looking over at my games and I can't see them from here, but there's a little bit of that in Warframe, where there are different races in there that are warring, and mostly it's over socioeconomic issues, but there's one race in there, the Grenier, that are just fighting to survive. They just want to live, and the way they're doing it isn't right. But Assassin's Creed 3. Oh, that's the Civil War one, right? Oh, snap! Disney Gamer, GG raid, raiding with a party of 6. Thank you, sir. I say that once they become self-thinking, they're living enough. Exactly. What up, Reese? Reese, we're talking about the Black Lives Matter movement and how that affects the world. And because it's not just about one melanin level group in America. It's about how we can all come together as people. I'm sorry, Queen Mary. Mary, you're not you should be untimed out. I'm sorry. Thank you for all the spam, though. I love you, Mary. American Civil War and the oppression of Connor's clan, religion, race, exactly. Although I did not finish AC3. To be honest with you. I'd imagine that I had to get past a certain point. It just didn't happen. So yeah, but that's what we're discussing today, man. So feel free to hang out. We're talking about what racism looks like in all of our different countries. We, as the Gametographers, we have such a wide array of folks. It is. It's supposed to be Red Riding Hood. Red coming in on the gameplay. I'm gonna take a second to mention I love that Red Riding Hood like dress. Uh, didn't finish Origin or Odyssey, says Jury. So yes.
Neither have I.
Me either. I haven't finished Origin or Odyssey.
Has anyone? Okay. They're so long.
Ooh, there's a
So many
shot here
side
somewhere.
missions. I just got lost. Actually, I came up with another game that certainly has that issue on the forefront. It's Life is Strange 2. You know that one?
Ooh, I know of it.
Hmm.
I haven't played it.
Because, yeah, racism certainly plays a part in that one. You know, it's about these two kids that have to go on a run or something that's been basically an accident, and then they're, traveling across America, and both kids are from Mexican descent, so, yeah, racism really plays a huge part in that one as well.
Alright, cool. That is good to know. So if you guys are taking notes and you're trying to play some games, maybe, because I know we got a bunch of streamers up in here, if you're trying to play some games that could shine a light on racism, shout them out. Racism is still very big in the UK. Not as bad in the US, but a lot of people from England don't like Scottish, even though we're all the same. Okay, see, and that for me, oh, dude, that's super weird. How am I gonna lie to you? That's super weird. That, and I know that happened over here in the U.S. too. It was a lot of, there's a lot of people of the same skin color, but country of descent played a part. Yeah, that's just weird to me. So, for all of my African American friends, or people of African descent, no matter what country you live in, you gotta know that there's that. Okay. Alright. Jury finished Life is Strange 1. I didn't finish that either. Okay, so Robin says, sorry if this is a long post. It's not a game, but a TV series. But I think, maybe intentional or not, Stargate, for me, is a powerful analogy on how we see people of other races. There are so few black/colored characters in the shows, but the ones that there are aliens. They leave their homes/families and are fighting side by side with all these white people from Earth, fighting battles that aren't theirs because it's the right thing to do. But no matter how much good they do, as soon as something goes wrong, they are the first to come under fire or met with suspicion. Oh, snap. Okay, I see you. I see you, Robin. I'm going to have to start watching Stargate. All right. I just usually don't like people in general. Comes with being shy. Robin, Red is indiscriminate about the people that she doesn't want to hang with. It's everybody. Butters, in my experience, most racism comes from ignorance and fear of different and the unknown. They will take our jobs, it comes to mind. Well, I'm telling you what. If somebody's going to do a better job than you, step up your game. Ignorance, all the Elder Scrolls games have plenty of racism. I have Elder Scrolls, and I've barely played it. I'm a whatever the cat people are person in that game. So, trying to think of other games. Here, I'm gonna scroll through racism and casteism and just being mean because people Khajiit, yes, the Khajiit, because people are dumb. Ooh, here's one. Just trying to stay in power. I started to play a little bit of Dynasty Warriors 9, and they're all Chinese and just they trying to stay in power. I want to say that I ran into it in Far Cry, one of the Far Cries. Horizon Zero Dawn, their Aloy's tribe is looked down upon by a lot of the others. Now, which Elder Scrolls? Oh, man. Elder Scrolls Online. Skyrim is a good recommendation. Lots of racism and prejudice between the races and species. All right. So, yeah. So, if you want to take a look at some of that. Red Dead Redemption 2. I know that there's some in there. And how can... And I think that playing as... Oh. And here's the thing. So, there's one thing that I want to put out there for folks that might not have to deal with the bigotry according by race. Sometimes some of us have to deal with the doubt that you don't know whether it's your skin because you're treated that way. You don't know if it's your gender, if that's why you're being treated that way. I went in Red Dead 2, and this is what got me thinking about it. I was in Red Dead 2 along with Ed Placencia. Ed Placencia is playing, he has a white character, and I played as a black female. And there were griefers coming up on us, and they targeted me hard. And I don't know, and they're griefers. So, are they trying to beat up on me because they think that I made a character that looks like me and I am a black female, and so it's the female that they're saying, oh, a girl's playing the game, we're going to beat up on her? Or is it, Will, I love you, buddy, we'll talk to you later. Is it a female? Or is it that I'm black? Female, or black and female, or is it that, hey, they see that my level's really low and they're gonna bust on me, not Ed, whose level's really high? You know, so for those that don't have to deal with it, sometimes when you get those folks that are asking, oh, is it because I'm black? It's a legitimate question, and sometimes it's a cop-out. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes it's a cop-out, Joe. But sometimes it's a legitimate question because they don't know. Right? We don't 100% know, so we want to know. And we'd never expect to hear a yes. But there's always the doubt in our minds, and I'm speaking for a whole section of the populace of the planet, but I know for me in particular, sometimes I want to ask that question. And I'm trying to get a nice Red Riding Hood shot for Red. I want to say that's the level thing. Level thing. Tell me again. What are we talking about? Level thing? Oh. Okay. Yeah. The cowgirl thing. Yeah. Now I do say that certain skin colors shouldn't wear certain colors, but that's based on color theory and such. Right? My friend Bob Lenz. I love this guy. He's a preacher. He's a speaker. He's just this lovable dude. Should never wear red. He's very red-faced. DP, what colors should you never wear?
What color I never wear? Yellow, I would say.
Yeah.
Doesn't go well with my complexion. Yeah. I like black.
Yeah.
I wear a lot of black.
I also wear a lot of black.
You can't go wrong.
It's slimming. I have okay.
It'll never clash. It's perfect.
It's super dark skin with the whitest top makes the top super blinding. Yeah, exactly. I have a friend of mine that she's very pregnant, and I was just on a Zoom call with her the other day, and she was wearing a black top, and I was like, "Did you have that baby already?" She's like, "No, I'm still pregnant." I was like, couldn't even tell. Couldn't even tell. So she's very, very pregnant. I'm not sure how you could be less pregnant than another, but but you know what I mean. She's showing like crazy. Yeah. So guys, yeah, I would, if you are a streamer, I encourage you to take a look at some games, guys, that you could stream that could shine a light on some of that. I may replay Detroit Become Human. I have Life is Strange 1. I don't know. So I guess another question, and probably the last question, is: we've had all these great discussions, right? What are we, as the Gametography community, to do with the information we have? What are we gonna do? And I don't necessarily believe that we're going to have an answer right here. But if you want to join our Discord and continue this conversation about what we can do as a community that shows where we stand behind Butters, if you want to play a game about pre-Hispanic culture in Mexico, play Mucala, made by Mexican studio Lienzo. It's about the I'm going to butcher this, Tarahumara tradition. And where can we play that, Butters? Is that on consoles? Is that on consoles? Is that just on PC? I join by not my talk much. Streams distract me too much. Hey, Ren, if all you do is come in and take a look at pictures and be like, "Oh, that's nice," we have a lot of people that do that. I mean, because we enjoy this art. Oh, there it is. That shot. By the way, next week is Mercy on the art of Overwatch, art in Overwatch. So yeah, I think that's some fancy armor, right? Switch, PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Mac OS, everywhere, literally everywhere. Games are sold. There you go. Not very protective, though. I mean, it's almost like it's Elder Scrolls armor, or Skyrim armor, or any of those. And it has a picture mode. Sold! Hold on. Let me find it. In the store. I'm gonna take a look at it real quick here. store. What's it called? Mukala. Let's look it up, guys. Maybe there's a video we can watch. But go find some food. I feel you. I'm hungry too. Mulaka. Laka. There it is, you guys. 20 bucks. All right, hold on. We're going to read Robin's and then we're going to take a look at this. All right, hold on. We'll read Robin's thing real quick here. All right, with everything that's been happening recently, I've had a lot of time to reflect on stuff. I think that has always put me on the outside of things. For anyone who's seen or met me, I'd hope they don't judge me for my skin. But truthfully, I think I judge myself. I'm too dark to be white, but too light to be recognized as black. Most people mistake me for Hispanic, and while I don't see that as an insult, it's tiring feeling like you need to have that conversation with every new person you meet. Robin, I make no assumptions about your genetic background. Help me. How do you identify your origins? Dog is happily laying in the grass. Good idea on my part, right? All right. And while we wait for Robin, we are going to take a look at Mulaka. Does it have a video? It does have a video. Shh, shh, everybody. Oh, this is gorgeous, dude. I'm in. I'm 100% in. This may go into Storytime Wednesdays. I'm 100% in. You guys, that was great. Did you get to see it at all, DP?
No, but I found it on my place.
Oh my goodness. That
store for 20, I think I'll buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to jump into that. Oh my goodness. Yes. So, technically I'm a quarter Gambia. Really? Oh, Gambia! Awesome! From my mother's father to 3/4 white from varying places. Compared to my mom, I'm pale. But next to my sister, who is insanely pale and very dark, to the point where some people haven't even believed we were have the same parents. Oh, nice. Yeah. I see that guy looking like he was trying to dress like a deer. Oh, I'm gonna have to. You know what? I shut it off on my screen because I'm adding it to my cart, and I don't want you guys to see my information. But guys, do I have to stream it? Because I kind of want to jump into it today. And for those of who have donated to the PS5 fund, this is coming from that fundage, but also from some other things. So I hope that you guys don't mind, but this is important. This is important. I think to show that to support all of our brothers and sisters out there in the human race, and I want to learn more about you. So please join that Discord. I'll put it in again. We are a bunch of gametography nerds, so I mean, expect that to be a huge part of the conversations that are going on there. But to have insight from those of you who are not gametography nerds, what you like about our work and what you like about the community and what you don't like is going to be very important. Yes, absolutely. It's called Lienzo. Nice. I will definitely be doing that. Thank you, Butters. Barnaby Butters, everybody. Disclaimer, I don't know them and I'm not affiliated in any way. Hey, you're affiliated by history. You are joined together with them by your history, man. Hey, and I love you for it. Gotta make some pancakes, buddy. Yeah, so if anybody else has any, put them in the Discord. But it's a very we're family friendly, Ren. Family friendly. Family friendly. DP, I want to thank you for joining today. I know it was last minute, and I love that you decided, hey, this is important enough to put aside some of the stuff that I've got going on to do this. So the least we can do is ask, where can people find you?
Well, you can find me on Twitter as DP Dwarf. You can find me on Instagram as well, but I'm not really there that regularly. And yeah, I think that's basically it.
Okay. And is it DP Dwarf all one word or DP _ Dwarf?
I think it's on Twitter. It's actually not DP _, it's DP Dwarf, and on Instagram it's the _.
All right.
Because the other one was already taken. So
yeah,
yeah, but just type in DP Dwarf. I'm sure you'll find me.
Yeah, and she's also tagged in about half of my tweets. So
It's true too. Yeah.
You can find me as Bad Gamer Elite on Twitter, Bad Gamer Elite on Instagram. You can find me as God Games Geekery on Twitter and Instagram. And I am part of the Gametographers, where you can find us as Gametographers on Twitter and Instagram. And other places too. But if you want to find us in those other places, just ask us when on Twitter and Instagram. Alright? Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out. I appreciate you. Remember, bad gamers unite. Gametographers, keep on snapping. Peace.